Honestly, for a second, have you ever caught a glimpse of yourself in the mirror after a fresh haircut and felt a pang of disappointment thinking, why do I look older, not younger? The genuine truth is that choosing the wrong hairstyle can unknowingly add a full decade to your appearance. But on the flip side, the right cut possesses an almost magical ability to peel back those very same 10 years. And especially as we gracefully navigate life beyond 60, that subtle yet significant difference isn't just a matter of aesthetics. It's genuinely life-changing, impacting how you feel every single day. Our hair, you see, is far more profound than just strands on our head. It's an intimate extension of our confidence, a crucial part of our identity, and a powerful, unspoken way we present ourselves to the world. However, it's also true that as we mature, our hair undergoes its own transformations. Its texture, its thickness, even the way it softly frames our face all evolve. And here's the crucial point. A hairstyle that once made you feel absolutely radiant at 40 might, quite unintentionally, not be serving you as beautifully today. The wonderful news, though, is that achieving that refreshed, vibrant look doesn't demand drastic surgery, prohibitively expensive treatments, or an endless parade of hair products. Oftentimes, all it truly takes is simply the perfect cut. In this very video, we are going to unlock the secrets to 3 specific haircuts that are proven to instantly make women over 60 appear fresher, lighter, and more radiantly vibrant. Simultaneously, we'll also guide you through the 3 specific styles you'll unequivocally want to steer clear of, as they possess the curious ability to subtly make you look older or unnecessarily tired. This entire discussion isn't about embarking on some impossible quest to rewind the clock to 25 again. Instead, it's about a beautiful celebration of your age, embracing it with unparalleled style, timeless elegance, and cuts that work in harmonious partnership with you, rather than inadvertently against you. So, if you've ever found yourself caught in a hairstyle rut, or if you've pondered what haircut will genuinely flatter your face and spirit now, this video is crafted expressly for you. Make sure to stay with us until the very end, because not only will we reveal these transformative cuts, but we'll also delve into the fascinating psychology behind why certain styles immediately project an aura of youth and vitality. Before we dive into the specific styles, it's essential to truly understand why haircuts take on such profound importance, particularly after the age of 60. The simple reality is that our hair experiences just as many natural changes as every other part of our incredible body. By this stage of life, you might have already noticed your hair feeling a touch thinner, perhaps a bit drier, or even more fragile than in decades past. This is a completely normal physiological shift, largely because our natural production of essential keratin and collagen begins to slow down and our scalp's oil glands become less active. Even if you were blessed with a magnificent cascade of thick, lustrous hair in your younger years, it's a natural process for its texture and density to evolve as we mature gracefully. Beyond these biological aspects, there's a significant psychological dimension at play. Scientific research in psychology consistently reveals that the manner in which our hair elegantly frames our face can dramatically influence how others perceive our age, our vitality, and even our underlying energy levels. Consider this: a well-executed cut that introduces lift and bounce around your cheekbones doesn't just beautifully flatter your facial structure, it also subconsciously conveys vibrancy, positivity, and an undeniable spark of youthfulness. Conversely, a heavy, perhaps outdated style can, without intention, pull your features downwards, creating an impression of fatigue or weariness. Yet, and this is the most critical takeaway, a truly exceptional haircut at this stage isn't about trying to mask your age. It's about powerfully amplifying your inherent confidence. When your hair effortlessly complements your features rather than contending with them, it accentuates your natural elegance and broadcasts to the world that you are still brimming with life, panache, and undeniable style. Think of it this way. Clothing, makeup, even exquisite jewelry all play their part, but your haircut is the definitive frame around your unique portrait. Alter the frame, and suddenly the entire picture feels wonderfully refreshed, brand new. Therefore, making the discerning choice of the right haircut after 60 isn't merely an act of vanity. It is a profound act of self-care, a beautiful expression of who you are, and a commitment to showing up in the world as the most authentic, radiant version of yourself. And that, precisely, is why we are about to explore the 3 haircuts that hold the power to instantly make you look 10 years younger, starting with one of the most enduringly timeless and universally flattering choices. Let's begin our journey with a look at one of the most timeless, versatile, and astonishingly flattering styles for women over 60, the soft, layered bob. Imagine a haircut that instantly illuminates your face, imparts graceful movement to your hair, and effortlessly eliminates that heavy, weighed-down appearance that can sometimes settle in. That, precisely, is the magic of a beautifully executed layered bob. It feels incredibly fresh, undeniably modern, and perhaps best of all, it harmonizes stunningly with virtually every face shape. So, what is it about this particular haircut that makes such a profound difference? Firstly, it's all about the layers. These artfully placed layers work to create natural movement and a captivating softness that gracefully encircles your face. Rather than your hair resting stiffly in a singular mass, these layers introduce a fluidity and exquisite dimension. This captivating movement subtly draws the eye upwards, creating a visual lift that artfully softens features such as a delicate jawline or the emergence of fine lines around the mouth. It instills a sense of elevation and buoyancy, a quality every woman over 60 will undoubtedly appreciate. Secondly, let's consider the optimal length. The most flattering layered bobs for mature women typically hover anywhere from chin length to just above the shoulders. The rationale is simple yet powerful. This specific length thoughtfully frames the face without ever dragging it downwards. A bob that delicately skims just below the chin can spectacularly highlight your cheekbones, while one that gracefully brushes the collarbone introduces an air of elegance without overwhelming your entire look. And then there's the undeniable power of the bangs. A soft, side-swept bang, harmoniously paired with a layered bob, possesses the remarkable ability to instantly subtract years from your appearance. It gently veils forehead lines, but more significantly, it establishes a beautiful balance across your entire face. While a heavy, blunt fringe can sometimes feel dated or severe, a soft, wispy bang magically opens up the eyes and imparts that highly desirable, youthful, approachable demeanor. Another compelling reason for the layered bob's universal appeal is its incredible adaptability to varying hair textures. If your hair is on the finer side, the layers inject much-needed body and volume. Conversely, if your hair is naturally thick, they skillfully remove excess bulk, rendering it far easier to manage. And for those blessed with natural waves or curls, the layered bob exquisitely enhances and celebrates these innate textures. From a psychological standpoint, this sophisticated cut intrinsically communicates freshness and an embrace of modernity. When observers encounter hair adorned with such dynamic movement and thoughtful shape, it subconsciously conveys vitality, energy, and a sense of being wonderfully current. Contrast this with stiff, one-length cuts, which regrettably often signal formality or an outdated aesthetic. One style articulates, "I am still vibrant and fully engaged," while the other can, quite unintentionally, suggest a sense of having given up. Now, turning to styling, the beauty of the layered bob lies in its incredibly low-maintenance nature, all while retaining a polished and chic appearance. You can achieve smooth volume with a quick blow-dry, introduce gentle waves for an added touch of softness, or even simply let it air dry for a perfectly natural, effortlessly tousled effect. Here's a small but impactful trick. Introducing a few subtle highlights or lowlights within those artful layers can create incredible dimension, making even thinning hair appear noticeably thicker and fuller. Ultimately, the profound beauty of this haircut resides in the surge of confidence it instills. When you gaze into the mirror and behold a style that impeccably frames your face, accentuates your finest features, and moves with the natural rhythm of life instead of lying flat, you don't merely look younger, you intrinsically feel younger. And that profound confidence radiates through every facet of your being. So, if you're poised for a change, but prefer to avoid anything overly drastic, the soft layered bob stands as a safe yet utterly stunning choice. It's youth-enhancing without trying too hard, modern without succumbing to fleeting trends, and possesses a timeless classicism that ensures its flattering appeal year after year. Truly, it stands as one of the quintessential haircuts for women over 60 aspiring to look and feel their absolute finest. Moving forward, let's discuss another incredibly powerful haircut known for instantly stripping years from your appearance, the pixie with volume. Now, I anticipate what some of you might be thinking. A pixie? Isn't that just too short for me? The unequivocal answer is no, not when it's meticulously executed with thoughtfulness and skill. A pixie cut, specifically tailored with soft layers and an emphasis on volume, can actually emerge as one of the most astonishingly youthful and profoundly flattering cuts a woman over 60 can embrace. Here's why this style truly shines. As we mature, our hair naturally tends to thin. A masterfully cut pixie provides structure and enviable lift precisely where you need it most. By strategically maintaining layers on top, your stylist can ingeniously create the illusion of enhanced thickness and glorious fullness, even if your natural hair has experienced some loss of density. Instead of your hair lying flat against your scalp, that expertly added volume bestows a lifted appearance upon your entire face, akin to a subtle, non-surgical mini facelift. Another compelling reason for this haircut's effectiveness is its uncanny ability to magnificently highlight your best features. A well-designed pixie naturally draws attention directly to your eyes, sculpts your cheekbones, and even accentuates your beautiful smile. It acts as a powerful frame that confidently declares, "Look at me. I am poised, I am radiant, and I am certainly not hiding." For countless women, this transformative shift alone feels profoundly liberating. However, it's absolutely vital to clarify. Not all pixies are created with equal artistry. A severely short, blunt crop can, unfortunately, appear harsh and inadvertently highlight lines on the face. The undeniable key here lies in embracing softness and abundant texture. When consulting your stylist, specifically request that the edges remain feathered rather than blunt, and ensure layers are incorporated on top to facilitate versatile styling with ample volume. A side-swept fringe can beautifully soften the forehead, while subtly tapered sides elongate the neck, bestowing a graceful, elegant silhouette. Now, concerning styling, herein lies the inherent beauty of the voluminous pixie. It is incredibly low maintenance, yet never appears lazy or unkempt. With just a small dab of mousse or a touch of texturizing cream, you can effortlessly create enduring lift at the crown that holds throughout the day. For those occasions where you desire a more playful aesthetic, simply tousle it with your fingers for a chic, delightfully effortless look. And for evening affairs, smoothing it back with a touch of shine serum instantly elevates it to a realm of sophisticated glamour. Color too plays a pivotal role in maximizing this style. Integrating highlights or lowlights throughout a pixie cut intrinsically enhances the layers and contributes to the powerful illusion of thicker hair. Even embracing your natural beautiful silver can appear incredibly chic and utterly modern when paired with a contemporary pixie. Think of iconic women like Judi Dench or Jamie Lee Curtis. Their pixies don't age them, they render them unforgettable. From a profound psychological perspective, the pixie with volume sends an incredibly powerful message. It confidently asserts, "I am unafraid of change. I am stylish, I am self-assured, and I truly own who I am." Furthermore, studies consistently show that people tend to perceive shorter, impeccably kept hairstyles as indicative of energy and approachability, two qualities frequently associated with youthfulness. So, if you've been loyal to longer hair for many years and feel a stirring desire to reinvent your image, the pixie with volume offers a dramatic yet exquisitely graceful transformation. It's not merely a haircut, it's a profound statement, a statement that age is indeed just a number, and that you remain brimming with life, inherent beauty, and an abundance of style. Let's now transition to the third captivating haircut capable of turning back the clock on your appearance, the long layered shag. This particular cut is an ideal choice for women who cherish their length but simultaneously yearn for vibrant movement, youthful bounce, and an undeniably modern, carefree vibe. What makes the shag so remarkably flattering is its ingenious layering technique. It strategically removes weight and bulk precisely where hair often appears heavy, and it masterfully adds volume where hair tends to fall flat. The glorious result is hair that looks incredibly light, brimming with life, and possesses an effortlessly stylish allure. Here's why this cut works so beautifully for women over 60. As we mature, our hair frequently becomes finer and can unfortunately lose its natural body. A single-length haircut, in this scenario, will often simply hang limply, making the hair appear even thinner than it is. However, with a long layered shag, those beautifully feathered layers create a stunning illusion of thickness and density, even if your hair has experienced some natural thinning. Each strategically placed layer provides a noticeable lift, so instead of dragging the face downwards, The overall effect is an upward pull that instantly feels more youthful and vibrantly energetic. Another secret to this cut's success lies in its incredible versatility. You can effortlessly style it sleek and straight for a polished, modern look, or you can embrace soft waves for that perfectly relaxed, playful appeal. In fact, natural curl or wave thrives exquisitely with this cut, as the layers expertly provide definition and shape, leading to its frequent designation as a wash-and-go hairstyle. It looks perfectly put together with astonishingly minimal effort. Now, let's talk about the optimal length for this magnificent style. The shag truly shines brightest when it's cut somewhere between the shoulders and a few inches past them. If it extends too long, it begins to lose its essential lift. If it's too short, you miss that signature, carefree, youthful movement around the collarbone. Therefore, brushing the collarbone or slightly below represents the perfect sweet spot, elegantly balancing sophistication with a touch of fun. Bangs also play an indispensable role here. Many expert stylists strongly advocate for pairing the shag with versatile curtain bangs or soft, wispy, side-swept bangs. The reason is simple yet effective. Bangs instantly soften any forehead lines, beautifully frame the eyes, and contribute to an overall balanced facial aesthetic. And crucially, unlike heavy blunt bangs that can sometimes feel cumbersome, wispy bangs blend seamlessly into the layers, contributing to a lighter, more contemporary overall look. From a psychological perspective, the long layered shag unmistakably conveys a message of vibrant energy and inviting approachability. When people encounter hair that is soft, fluid, and abundant with texture, it subconsciously communicates youthfulness, an ease of spirit, and an openness. Contrast this with flat, one-length hair, which can, at times, regrettably impart an impression of being weighed down or overtly tired. And here's an additional, highly practical benefit. This cut is incredibly forgiving. Unlike demanding precision bobs or sharp pixies, the shag doesn't necessitate constant trimming to maintain its fresh appeal. A little bit of natural grow-out actually enhances its character, making it the perfect choice for women who prefer not to frequent the salon every 4 weeks. Color can also dramatically amplify this haircut's impact. Layers, when paired with thoughtful highlights or lowlights, create extraordinary dimension, making the hair appear even fuller. Even the sophisticated beauty of salt and pepper or natural silver tones looks utterly stunning with this cut, as the layers exquisitely catch the light, imbuing your hair with remarkable depth. The long layered shag is ultimately ideal for women who wish to maintain some length, but are eager to shed that dragging, heavy look. It's youth-enhancing without ever appearing childish, stylish without demanding high maintenance, and most importantly, it moves gracefully with you. It possesses a distinct personality, radiates palpable energy, and when you wear it, people don't just notice your hair, they notice your undeniable sparkle. Having thoroughly explored the 3 haircuts renowned for their ability to shave years off your look, let's now pivot our discussion and examine some specific hairstyles that might inadvertently not serve you as well after the age of 60. The first style I feel compelled to mention is the overly short, harsh crop. Now please do not misunderstand me. Short hair can be profoundly stunning, utterly chic, and incredibly empowering. In fact, we just celebrated the pixie with volume as one of the most youthful and confidence-boosting cuts available. However, the critical issue emerges when the hair is cut excessively short, aggressively blunt, and undeniably severe. Why does this particular approach matter so significantly? Because a harsh crop leaves absolutely no room for softness. It starkly exposes every line, every contour of the face, and critically, it removes the natural, flattering frame that hair inherently provides. Instead of delicately lifting and enhancing your features, such a cut can unfortunately highlight signs of aging, such as delicate fine lines around the eyes, deeper lines near the mouth, or a natural softening around the jawline. Another considerable concern is that an excessively close-cropped haircut can, at times, feel too severe or even unintentionally masculine if it isn't meticulously balanced with sufficient texture and a touch of grace. It projects an impression of strictness rather than approachable softness, and as a regrettable consequence, it can inadvertently make you appear older or harsher than you truly are. Here's something genuinely important to bear in mind. Many women frequently gravitate towards this cut because it feels intensely practical. It is undeniably low maintenance, straightforward to wash, and demands minimal styling effort, and that motivation is entirely understandable. However, the profound truth is that practicality absolutely does not need to come at the sacrifice of style. There exists a multitude of low-maintenance cuts that still beautifully generate movement, infuse softness, and radiate youthfulness. So what is the superior alternative? If you cherish short hair, confidently opt for a soft pixie, thoughtfully enhanced with layers and volume, rather than an extremely close, stark crop. Layers are the magic ingredient, adding essential texture that immediately softens the face, and by maintaining just a little length around the crown or sides, you gain valuable styling flexibility. Even the addition of a subtle, side-swept fringe can make an immense difference in harmonizing the entire look and preventing it from feeling overly severe. Psychologically, this distinction is equally paramount. An overly harsh crop can inadvertently convey the message that you have ceased to prioritize style, when in reality, your primary desire might simply be convenience. By thoughtfully selecting a softer, more nuanced alternative, you retain that beloved, easy wash-and-go routine, while simultaneously projecting an image of vibrancy, distinct personality, and undeniable confidence. Therefore, if you've been contemplating the ultra-short, harsh crop, I encourage you to pause for a moment and sincerely ask yourself, is it genuinely highlighting your most attractive features? Or is it, without meaning to, drawing unwelcome attention to areas you'd much prefer to soften? The truly uplifting news is that, with just a touch more length and thoughtfully incorporated texture, you can maintain the practical convenience of short hair while simultaneously achieving a far more youthful and infinitely flattering result. The second haircut that can, quite inadvertently, add years to women over 60 is the long, heavy, one-length style. Let me be absolutely clear from the outset. There is nothing inherently wrong with the desire to keep your hair long. Many women cherish their length, and it can indeed look utterly gorgeous at any age. However, the fundamental problem isn't the length itself. It arises when the hair is entirely one uniform length, completely devoid of layers, deliberate shape, or dynamic movement. Why does this specific approach present an issue? Firstly, heavy, straight-across cuts tend to visually drag the face downwards. Instead of creating a sense of lift and softness, they regrettably exaggerate the natural pull of gravity. If you already perceive your facial features as having softened or your jawline as being less defined than it once was, a heavy one-length style will only exacerbate these observations, making them more pronounced. Secondly, long, one-length hair can unfortunately highlight thinning ends. As we mature, our hair naturally becomes finer and more delicate. When it is maintained in a solid, heavy block, those delicate ends can often appear stringy, lifeless, or lacking in vitality. Rather than framing your face with an aura of vigor, this style can, by its very nature, convey an impression of tiredness or even a lack of meticulous care. And thirdly, it can simply appear dated. Fashion and beauty are in a constant state of evolution, and while genuinely classic styles possess timeless appeal, long, one-length hair, particularly without any modern layering, often reads as stuck in a bygone era. It can subtly signal that your look hasn't been updated in decades, even if that is far from your actual truth. Now, I fully understand the deep attachment many women have to long hair. For numerous individuals, long hair symbolizes femininity, feels comforting and familiar, and holds sentimental value. The thought of letting go of that can feel genuinely daunting. But here's the immensely encouraging part. You absolutely do not need to cut off all your hair to achieve a fresh, youthful, and vibrant appearance. So what is the powerful alternative? If you truly adore your length, by all means, keep it, but crucially, introduce layers and dynamic shape. A long, layered cut, or even a modern shag with soft feathered edges instantly transforms the entire look. Layers adeptly remove that oppressive heaviness and ignite invigorating movement. They expertly draw the eye upwards rather than pulling it downwards, and with the correct cut, even fine hair can suddenly appear thicker and significantly more dynamic. Incorporating subtle highlights or delicate lowlights also adds crucial dimension, making long hair appear full and healthy instead of flat and lifeless. And if you are open to the idea of bangs, soft curtain bangs or wispy side bangs can beautifully balance the length and gracefully frame your features. Psychologically, this particular change is immensely powerful. Long, heavy, one-length hair can sometimes give off a message of holding on to the past. But when you infuse shape, texture, and dimension, that message powerfully shifts to one of renewal and contemporary vibrancy. You are not abandoning your femininity. You are elegantly updating it, wholeheartedly embracing it, and proudly demonstrating that you remain modern, confident, and continuously evolving. Therefore, if you've been clinging steadfastly to that one particular style for years, perhaps it's time for a gentle moment of introspection. Is it still authentically serving you, or is it perhaps unknowingly holding you back from looking and feeling as radiantly vibrant as you truly are? Sometimes, just a few thoughtfully placed layers can make you both look and feel a magnificent 10 years younger, all without sacrificing the cherished length you love. Finally, the third haircut I strongly advise caution against is what many professional stylists aptly describe as helmet hair, or the excessively rigid bob. You have undoubtedly encountered this particular style before. It's characterized by being perfectly set, often heavily sprayed, and possessing such an unyielding structure that it typically doesn't budge an inch, even in a brisk wind. This style commonly features a very stiff, uniformly rounded shape that clings tightly to the head, much like a helmet. While it might initially convey a sense of meticulous neatness, tidiness, and an almost anachronistic polish, the stark truth is that this specific style can, quite inadvertently, age you by multiple decades. Why is this so? Firstly, its fundamental flaw lies in its absolute lack of movement. Hair that is stiff, unyielding, and rigid unmistakably signals a sense of being stuck, perhaps even resistant to change. It can unfortunately make you appear less approachable, less vibrant, and candidly, older than your true years. Conversely, natural movement and dynamic texture in hair are powerful communicators of energy, lightness, and quintessential youthfulness, qualities we naturally desire to emphasize as we mature gracefully. Secondly, this overly structured bob frequently feels undeniably outdated. It enjoyed immense popularity in bygone decades, but beauty trends, like all aspects of fashion, consistently evolve, and what once epitomized chic now regrettably risks appearing old-fashioned. When you sport a haircut that is strongly associated with a specific past era, it can make you appear older than your actual age, even if your attire and makeup are perfectly contemporary. Thirdly, helmet hair has a tendency to visibly harden the face. Because it frames the head with such unwavering tightness, it inadvertently emphasizes angular lines and creates an almost boxy silhouette. Instead of softening delicate fine lines and imparting a gentle lift, it can unfortunately highlight them more starkly. I wish to pause here and sincerely acknowledge the underlying reasons why many women thoughtfully choose this particular style: convenience and an unwavering sense of control. It feels reliably predictable, dependable, and blessedly easy to manage. Once it's meticulously set, you effectively banish thoughts of it for the rest of the day. However, the unfortunate trade-off for this control is the sacrifice of softness, fluid movement, and essential modernity, all critical elements if your aim is to project a truly youthful aura. So, what is the wonderfully appealing alternative? Instead of committing to a rigid bob, opt wholeheartedly for a modern, layered bob that prioritizes texture and natural movement. Specifically ask your stylist to incorporate layers that introduce delicate softness around your face and, crucially, to avoid any cuts that sit in a perfectly stiff, unchanging curve. Even simple alterations, such as a graceful side part or artfully tousled styling, can instantly imbue the look with a more contemporary feel. Introducing subtle highlights can also skillfully disrupt the helmet effect, injecting welcome depth and dynamic dimension instead of a flat, solid block of uniform color. And most importantly, wholeheartedly embrace a touch of beautiful imperfection. Hair that fluidly moves, that sways gracefully when you turn your head, that looks invitingly soft to the touch. That is what unequivocally signals vitality and undeniable confidence. From a profound psychological perspective, this nuance matters far more than we often consciously realize. Hair that is excessively rigid inadvertently communicates rigidity in personality, a sense of being closed off, overtly formal, and perhaps unchanging. But hair that naturally flows and moves communicates openness, inherent warmth, and vibrant energy. And those particular qualities, above all, are timelessly youthful. Therefore, if you have been steadfastly holding onto a helmet bob for a number of years, perhaps now is the perfect moment to gently let it go. With just a few strategic tweaks, adding artful layers, gently loosening the rigid shape, and introducing softer texture, you can effortlessly retain the polished neatness you adore while simultaneously gaining a style that feels wonderfully modern, refreshingly light, and radiantly youthful. Now that we have comprehensively explored the 3 haircuts that possess the remarkable ability to turn back the clock and the 3 styles that might, regrettably, add years to your appearance, it is time to address the fundamental question every woman over 60 eventually contemplates: how do I discerningly choose the right cut for me? The sincere truth is, there isn't a universally applicable, one-size-fits-all answer. The most ideal haircut for you personally depends gracefully on 3 primary, interconnected factors: your unique face shape, your hair's intrinsic texture, and your day-to-day lifestyle. Let's begin with face shape. If you possess a rounder face, carefully placed layers that add a subtle height at the crown can elegantly elongate your overall look. Should you have a square or more angular jawline, softer feathered layers delicately swept around the edges, or a side-swept bang can introduce a beautiful sense of balance. And if your face is naturally longer or narrower, a cut that consciously adds width and vibrant movement around the sides will create harmonious proportion. The key, in essence, is to perceive your haircut as the exquisite frame for your personal portrait. The appropriate frame enhances the artwork rather than competing distractingly with it. Next, we consider your hair texture. If your hair is inherently fine or experiencing some natural thinning, shorter cuts, expertly combined with layers, can work wonders in creating an impression of admirable fullness and much-needed volume. Conversely, if your hair is naturally thick, your stylist will skillfully aim to remove excess weight through intelligent layering, ensuring it never overwhelms your face. And if you are blessed with natural waves or captivating curls, wholeheartedly celebrate them. A skilled stylist can meticulously cut those curls into layers that genuinely move and bounce with life, preventing them from frizzing or falling flat. The third, and often most frequently overlooked, factor is your lifestyle. Honestly ask yourself, how much time and effort am I genuinely willing to dedicate to my hair each day? If you absolutely adore styling and experimenting with different looks, you might thoroughly enjoy a layered shag that offers the versatility to be curled, playfully tousled, or smoothly straightened. If, however, you greatly prefer simple, straightforward routines, a classic layered bob or a voluminous pixie might be more perfectly aligned with your preferences, as both deliver a polished appearance with remarkably minimal daily effort. The best haircut isn't merely about its visual appeal, it's about whether it seamlessly integrates into and comfortably enhances your everyday life. And here is something I profoundly want you to remember. It is absolutely encouraged to bring inspirational pictures to your stylist. In fact, it is often recommended. Sometimes verbal descriptions struggle to capture your exact vision, but a clear visual guide makes it infinitely easier for your stylist to craft a cut that perfectly aligns with your desired outcome. Please do not be shy. This is your hair, your confidence, and your personal expression. Another vital tip: never underestimate the transformative power of regular trims. Even the most exquisitely flattering haircut can gradually lose its precise shape and youthful vibrancy after a few months. Consistently keeping your ends fresh and your layers beautifully defined makes all the difference between a tired, neglected style and a youthful, impeccably polished look. Finally, and most importantly, consistently remind yourself that your haircut isn't about attempting to hide your age. It is a profound act of embracing it with magnificent style. The correct cut should make you intrinsically feel radiant, deeply confident, and utterly comfortable in your own beautiful skin. Because when you genuinely feel good about your hair, that wonderful feeling visibly radiates through your smile, your elegant posture, and the confident, graceful way you carry yourself through the world. So, when you find yourself comfortably seated in that salon chair, try to shift your focus. Think less about what should I conceal, and much more about what do I want to joyfully highlight. That seemingly simple shift in perspective has the power to completely transform not just your hair, but how you perceive and feel about your remarkable self. Now, let's step back for a moment and delve into something even more profound: the captivating psychology behind a truly youthful haircut. When we consciously decide to update our hair, we aren't merely altering what we perceive in the mirror, we are, quite fundamentally, transforming how we feel within ourselves. A haircut that beautifully flatters your unique features and imparts a wonderful softness doesn't just make you visually appear younger, it subtly encourages you to carry yourself differently. You may find yourself smiling more freely, standing a little taller, and confidently projecting an aura of vitality and inner strength without even consciously realizing it. Psychologists consistently inform us that when we feel genuinely good about our physical appearance, we are far more inclined to engage socially, courageously explore new experiences, and even enjoy a more consistently positive mood. In essence, the right haircut transcends mere cosmetic enhancement. It can emerge as a powerful catalyst for authentic self-expression, unbridled joy, and a renewed surge of energy. And here's perhaps the most beautiful part of all. It's not about erasing past years. It's profoundly about authentically reflecting who you are today. Vibrant, wonderfully wise, and still absolutely brimming with life. A truly youthful haircut doesn't attempt to hide your age. It gloriously celebrates it. So, we've carefully examined the 3 distinct haircuts that can beautifully subtract years from your look, discussed the 3 styles that are best to consciously avoid, and provided guidance on how to choose a style that genuinely complements your essence. At the heart of this entire discussion, always remember this singular truth. Your haircut isn't an endeavor to chase fleeting youth. It is instead a powerful vehicle for expressing the very best, most authentic version of yourself. The truly right style possesses the innate ability to highlight your finest features, to softly mitigate where needed, and most significantly, to bestow upon you the unwavering confidence to brilliantly shine at every single age. If you internalize just one central message from this entire video, let it be this. Aging is not about passively fading into the background. It is a magnificent, ongoing journey of evolving with unmatched grace, undeniable style, and just the right measure of delightful boldness. And sometimes, the absolute perfect haircut can serve as that vital spark, reigniting the radiant memory of the vibrant, incredible woman you have always been and continue to be. Thank you so much for graciously dedicating your time with me today. If this video resonated deeply with you and offered inspiration, please don't forget to subscribe for more insights. Share it thoughtfully with a cherished friend who might appreciate a boost of confidence, and do let me know in the comment section below. Which phenomenal haircut do you feel truly ready to try next?